First up, the 1951 as Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, and what this coin is actually worth in normal, dirty, circulated condition in today's market. In dollars, many people come across this coin in old jars and inherited collections, and they wonder whether it could be one of the more valuable wheat pennies. So in this video, we are going to break down what makes this coin interesting, how common it really is, what collectors look for, and the realistic value you should expect if your coin shows heavy wear and years of circulation. 1951 wheat penny was struck at the San Francisco Mint, and this mint produced well over 100 million of these coins during that year, which means that the majority of 1951 pennies are not rare, especially in the kind of condition most people find them in. A normal, dirty, circulated example usually has dark brown coloring, worn lettering, and soft details on Lincoln's portrait. And this level of wear tells us that the coin has been used for decades and carries only modest collector value. Collectors typically divide copper pennies into color categories such as red, brown, or brown, and circulated coins almost always fall into the brown category, which is the least valuable color group since collectors prefer sharp details and original shine. Circulated brown coins fall at the lower end of the value scale, but they still bring more than face value because they are part of the classic wheat cent series now. Let's talk about actual market value, which is what most people want to know in today's market. A typical, well-worn 1951 wheat penny sells for somewhere between 10 and 35 cents depending on the amount of wear, and overall, some buyers may pay around 25 cents, while others might offer a little more or a little less. But the general range stays within a few dozen cents. This is the realistic price point for a coin that shows age, wear, and no special qualities or errors. A coin like this does not reach into dollar territory unless it is in higher grades such as very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated. And those are not the coins most people find in old jars or pocket change and circulated examples with original mint. Luster can bring a few dollars, and bright red examples graded by professional services can reach higher amounts. But ordinary circulated coins stay in the lower range. It's also important to mention that cleaning a coin usually lowers its value, especially for wheat pennies. Any harsh cleaning that leaves scratches or an unnatural shine makes the coin less appealing to collectors. So if your 1951 penny is dirty or dark, it is better to leave it exactly as it is. So, if you have a normal, dirty, circulated 1951 Lincoln wheat penny, you can expect its value to fall somewhere between 10 cents and about 35 cents in today's market. Chet is a nice piece of history and a fun find, but not one of the big money coins unless it is in exceptional condition. The 1943 Abraham Lincoln wheat steel penny, and we will explore what this coin is worth in dirty, circulated condition in today's market, while also understanding why so many collectors still treasure this unique wartime issue. The 1943 steel pennies stand apart from every other year of the Lincoln Cent series because they were made not from copper, but from steel coated with zinc, and this unusual composition gives them a silver gray color that can age in very distinctive ways. These coins are products of World War II, when copper was urgently needed for military supplies and ammunition, meaning the U.S. Mint had to find an alternative material for the nation's 1-cent coin. The coin minted in Denver can be identified by the small d beneath the date, and millions of these coins were produced in 1943. When they were brand new, they had a bright, shiny appearance that almost resembled silver, but steel is far more reactive than copper. And over the decades, these coins often developed rust spots, dark patches, and dull surfaces, especially if they spent many years in circulation or were stored in damp environments. When people refer to a dirty 1943 penny, They are usually talking about a coin that has lost its original shine, gained layers of grime, and has visible where that softens the details of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat ears on the reversed. Despite their worn appearance, the 1943 D steel pennies continue to attract collectors because of their strong historical context. They represent a moment when everyday Americans experienced rationing, resource shortages, and national unity during wartime. The change in composition was unusual enough that many people saved them, simply because they looked different from the copper cents they were used to seeing. Even today, the steel penny is often the first older coin a new collector encounters, and it can spark a deeper interest in numismatics. Turning to the question of value, the 1943 D penny in dirty circulated condition generally falls within a very modest price range in the modern market. The reason for this is simple. Although the design and material are fascinating, the Denver Mint made a very large number of these coins, and many have survived. Because of this high supply, the value remains low, unless the coin is in exceptionally good condition or has a rare error. For the average, dirty, circulated 1943 D penny, you can generally expect it to be worth somewhere around 10 cents to 50 cents depending on how heavily it is worn, how much rust is present, and how much of the original zinc coating remains. Collectors evaluate these coins by looking at several key factors. One is overall detail. If the high points of Lincoln's face are smoothed out and the wheat lines on the reverse are nearly gone, the coin is considered well worn. Another factor is the amount of rust. Steel reacts quickly to moisture, so many examples show orange or brown rust that can spread across the surface. While light rust does not destroy value, it pushes the price down. A coin that is dirty but has mostly intact surfaces and only mild oxidation can fall toward the higher end of the 10 to 50 cent range. Meanwhile, coins with heavy corrosion, pitting, or large rust patches often bring only the minimum value. Collectors are willing to pay. Collectors strongly avoid cleaned steel pennies because cleaning often scratches the zinc layer and makes the coin look unnatural. The zinc coating on a 1943 penny is thin, and once removed, it exposes the raw steel, which darkens and rusts quickly. Even gentle cleaning can leave streaks or bare steel areas that reduce the coin's appeal. A naturally aged dirty coin is nearly always preferred over a cleaned one, and this difference in appearance plays a large role in determining final value. Many people believe they have a rare treasure when they find a 1943 penny, but the extremely valuable coin is not the steel penny at all. The valuable version is the 1943 copper penny, which is a major rarity. The normal steel penny, including the 1943 D, is common, and most examples, especially dirty circulated ones, are worth only a small amount. Understanding this helps prevent disappointment, because countless people have gone searching for a rare copper penny, only to learn that theirs is the regular steel type. Even though the financial value is limited, the historical value of the 1943 D penny is enormous. This coin connects directly to the wartime period when the country was united in a shared effort, and even small coins reflected those sacrifices. Using steel instead of copper allowed factories to produce more wartime materials, and in that sense, the 1943 penny tells a deeper story than many people realize. Holding one is like holding a piece of that history. It reveals how everyday objects were affected by global events and reminds collectors how intriguing American coins can be even when the dollar value is low. For those thinking of selling a dirty, circulated 1943 D penny, the best approach is usually to include it in a small lot of wheat pennies or offer it individually at a low price point. Dealers typically pay only a small amount because they already have ample stock, and buyers generally look for nicer examples. However, online selling platforms sometimes bring a bit more interest, especially from new collectors who simply want an Authentic steel penny from this unusual year for collectors. Seeking to buy one, the affordability is a major advantage. The 1943 penny offers a chance to own a historically rich piece without spending much money and building a complete three-coin set with the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Steel pennies is an easy and enjoyable project. These sets continue to be popular gifts for younger collectors who often find the silver appearance exciting and different from modern coins in. Summary: the 1943 Lincoln Wheat steel penny in dirty circulated condition typically holds a value between 10 and 50 cents in today's market. While the financial worth may be small, the historical significance is enormous, and the coin remains one of the most captivating pieces produced by the United States Mint. It is a reminder of wartime resourcefulness, a symbol of national effort, and an accessible way for anyone to explore the fascinating story of American coinage through a coin that has survived more than 80 years of circulation, time, and change. Next up, the 1956 Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny, and what this coin is truly worth in normal black color shade condition in today's market in dollars. Many people find this coin in old jars or family collections and hope it might be one of the more valuable wheat pennies. So in this video, we will go through everything you need to know, including how common it is, why it turns dark, and what price you can honestly expect when you try to sell it. The 1956 wheat penny was minted in Denver, and more than 1 billion examples were produced during that year. That extremely high mintage means the coin is very common, and because many of them survived in circulation, the typical circulated piece does not bring a large premium. In fact, most 1956 pennies found today are well-worn, dark in color, and showing many years of handling, which is exactly the kind of coin we are talking about when a copper penny turns a deep brown or black shade. It is simply the result of oxidation and natural aging. Collectors call this a brown coin, and it is the lowest color category for copper coins, since the higher value pieces are the bright red ones that still show a fresh mint shine. Because of this color change, and because heavy wear removes the finer details, these dark shaded circulated coins usually end up in the lowest value bracket. Now let us talk about actual value in today's market. Normal circulated 1956 penny with a black or very dark brown shade typically sells for only a few cents more than its face value. Most commonly, the value falls between 5 cents and 20 cents, depending on just how worn the coin is. A piece that still has clear lettering and a decent outline of Lincoln's portrait may reach the higher end of that range, while a heavily worn example with very dark toning sits closer to the lower end. Some guides list an average market value of about 15 cents for a common circulated 1956 wheat penny, and this matches what collectors and coin dealers regularly see during everyday buying and selling. This price is realistic and honest for most people who bring in a jar of wheat pennies expecting something big but finding only common coins. There are rare exceptions, such as unusual error varieties, but these are not the coins most people own, and they are uncommon enough that you should not expect your dark-toned circulated penny to be one of them, unless you see an obvious mistrike doubling or major flay standard penny with normal. Whereas almost always the common tie pit is also important not to clean your coin dark. Toning is normal, and cleaning it with chemicals or scrubbing will not bring any extra value in. Fact, cleaning can lower the value and make a collector lose interest, because original surfaces are always preferred. So in conclusion, a 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny in normal black color shade circulated condition carries a market value of roughly 10 to 20 cents in today's market. Chet is a nice piece of American history and a fun coin to keep, but it is not one of the high-value wheat pennies unless the condition is far better than typical. Next up, the 1937 Abraham Lincoln Wheat steel penny without a mint mark, even though the coin is actually made of copper and not steel like the 1943 pennies, and we will focus on how much it is worth today in extra fine condition. This particular coin is from the Philadelphia Mint, which did not place mint marks on cents during this period, and it belongs to a decade that has become increasingly popular among collectors. Because of the historical backdrop of the Great Depression and the steady artistry of the wheat, Penny designed the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Sits in the middle of the classic wheat cent timeline, which ran from 1909 through 1958. The design by Victor David Brenner, showing Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and 2 wheat ears on the reverse remained unchanged for almost 5 decades, and coins from the 1930s have a distinct feel that reflects the era in which they circulated. Many of these coins carried purchasing power during difficult times, and their survival in higher grades like extra fine is a reminder of how carefully some people saved their coins even when money was tight. When we talk about an extra fine coin, we refer to a piece that shows only light wear and strong detail. On a 1937 wheat penny in extra fine condition, you can still see the outline of Lincoln's cheekbone, jaw, and beard, with only minor smoothing on the high points. The lettering remains clear and sharp. On the reverse, the wheat stalks still show visible lines, although some of the highest details may be slightly flattened from light use. This grade sits near the top of circulated levels, making it significantly more desirable to collectors than the usual worn brown pennies that appear in bulk wheat cent lots because of its relative availability but appealing condition. 1937 no mint mark Lincoln penny in extra fine condition commands more attention and a stronger price in today's market than heavily circulated examples. While this coin is not rare, the combination of its historical period, attractive design, and higher grade gives it a respectable value. In general, the typical market range for a 1937 Philadelphia wheat penny in extra fine condition falls between $1 and $3, depending on eye appeal, color, luster, and the specific preferences of the buyer. Coins that display natural red, brown, or slight traces of original mint red can move toward the upper end of that range, while coins that are dark-stained or uneven in tone usually fall toward the lower end. Collectors especially appreciate coins in natural condition. Harsh cleaning disrupts the metal surface and makes the coin appear unnatural, even if it looks brighter at first glance. A naturally toned, extra fine 1937 penny with stable color and good surface quality is always more desirable than a cleaned, shiny version. For this reason, collectors pay attention not only to the wear level, but also to the honesty and originality of the surfaces. 2 coins that look similar at a glance can differ significantly in value if one has been cleaned or scratched while the other has aged naturally. The market today for wheat pennies remains steady because new collectors continue entering the hobby, and older collectors maintain strong interest in completing date and mint mark sets. The 1930s in particular attract attention because these years feel rooted in early 20th century history, yet are still affordable for most hobbyists. The 1937 issue without a mint mark fits perfectly into full collections because it is not expensive, yet carries a history that appeals to people of all ages. This is why coins in extra fine condition sell reliably. They appeal to collectors looking for better grade coins without the price tag of uncirculated pieces. Historical backdrop also adds charm. The mid-1930s were years of recovery and transition in the United States, and Lincoln cents were part of everyday life for everyone, rich or poor. A 1937 penny might have passed through the hands of someone seeking work, traveling across states, or making small purchases in a time when every cent had meaning. Holding a coin from this year in extra fine condition almost feels like stepping back in time because the detail preserved on the coin gives an authentic look at how it appeared when it first entered circulation. Collectors also appreciate the 1937 penny because it is part of a decade that produced several notable varieties and mint marks, even though the Philadelphia issue itself is straightforward. While there are no famously rare errors associated with the 1937, Philadelphia sent its role in the broader wheat penny story makes it valuable in educational collections, historical sets, and grade-focused accumulations. Because the coin is not particularly rare, the price stays accessible, and this helps fuel steady demand, especially for extra fine pieces, which offer both affordability and beauty if you are thinking of selling a 1937 no mint mark penny in extra fine condition. You should expect dealers to offer somewhat less than the retail range because they need margin for resale. Private sales and online platforms usually bring the best value. Presentation matters. Clear photos showing the sharp details of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat ears help buyers understand the grade and justify the price. Because the coin is not extremely rare, buyers want to see exactly what makes your piece desirable and extra fine. Detail always helps it stand out for collectors who want to buy one. Now is an excellent time. Prices remain reasonable for this grade, and the coin offers a satisfying mix of history, beauty, and collectability. An extra fine 1937 penny may not be the most famous or the rarest wheat cent, but it represents an era and day and design that have held the interest of American collectors for more than a century, and it remains one of the more enjoyable coins to add to a mid-grade wheat cent collection. In summary, a 1937 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in extra fine condition generally holds a market value between $1 and $3 today. Its charm lies not in rarity, but in the preserved detail, the historical connection, and the timeless design that continues to inspire collectors generation after generation. Next up, the 1975 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, and what this coin is actually worth in today's market when it is found in damaged condition, even though the wheat design ended in 1958. Many people still refer to all old Lincoln pennies as wheat pennies, so it is common for people to ask about the 1975 no mint mark penny, thinking it might have a special value. In this video, we will go through how common this coin really is, why a missing mint mark is normal, and what a damaged example can realistically bring in dollars. First, it is important to understand that a 1975 penny without a mint mark was made at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia did not use a mint mark on 1-cent coins that year, so every single 1975 penny struck there naturally has no mint mark. Because of that, the missing mint mark is not an error, and it does not increase the value in any way. 1975 penny is made of copper, and billions of them were produced for circulation. That huge mintage makes this coin extremely common, and in most cases, it is still easy to find these pennies in jars, drawers, old piggy banks, and even in pocket change today. Collectors do save them only if they are in very high grade or if they show a very unusual variety or error. Now, let us talk about damaged. Damaged coin can include scratches, dents, corrosion, bending, discoloration, pits, or any other serious surface problems that happen long after the coin left the mint. Once a coin is damaged, a collector usually considers it a filler piece only, and the value drops to the lowest level because damage removes almost all collector interest in today's market. A normal circulated 1975 penny without damage might bring 2 to 5 cents because copper-era cents can sometimes sell in bulk to collectors, but when the coin is damaged, the value almost always drops back to face value. Damaged 1975 penny is usually worth only 1 centum. Buyers might offer an extra cent or two if it is part of a bulk group of copper pennies. But as a single coin with damage, the realistic market value stays at 1 cent. It's also important to know that cleaning the coin will not improve its value damage. And cleaning both reduce the surface quality, and collectors strongly prefer original surfaces. Even if the coin is dark or dirty, cleaning leaves scratches and unnatural shine, which only lowers the value even more. There are rare varieties for some years of Lincoln cents, but the 1975 Philadelphia penny does not have any regular famous high-value errors that most people encounter. If your coin shows normal wear and some damage, it is almost certainly the common type. So, the honest and realistic value of a 1975 Lincoln penny without a mint mark in damaged condition is 1 cent in today's market. Chet is not one of the valuable Lincoln cents, but it is still a piece of history from the copper era and worth keeping if you enjoy collecting. Next up, the 1953 S. Lincoln wheat penny is one of the more interesting coins for collectors, even though it may look ordinary at first glance. This penny was minted at the San Francisco Mint and carries the S Mint mark, indicating its origin in that facility. In 1953, the San Francisco Mint produced over 180 million of these pennies, making it a coin that is relatively common compared to some other Lincoln cents. Despite its high mintage, its value can vary depending on its condition and weather. It has retained any of its original color. A wheat penny refers to the design on the reverse of the coin, where 2 stalks of wheat flank the words 1 cent and United States of America. The obverse features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been in place since 1909. WHEN evaluating the value of a 1953 S wheat penny, the first factor to consider is its condition or grade. Coins in good condition are defined by wear that is consistent with circulation but still show major features of the coin. In a good grade, Lincoln's profile is still visible, and the date and mint mark can be clearly read. The wheat stalks on the reverse may be worn down, but should still be distinguishable according to current market data. A 1953's Lincoln wheat penny in good condition typically sells for a modest amount. In most cases, collectors or dealers will value such a coin between 10 cents and 20 cents because the coin is common and heavily circulated. The condition is the main factor here, because coins that are in better condition command significantly higher prices. Even a coin with very slight wear or a faint original red color can increase in value substantially. The next step up from good condition is very good and fine grades. Coins in these grades show more detail in Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks on the reverse. A very good coin may have light wear, but still shows all major design elements. A fine coin will have sharper details with only minor wear on the highest points. Collectors pay attention to these details because they influence the grade assigned to the coin by professional grading services. Higher grade coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are where the real value is found. An uncirculated coin shows no signs of circulation and often retains its original red luster. These coins are more scarce and therefore more desirable. Among collectors, a 1953 S penny in mint state can sell for tens of dollars or more. Depending on the exact grade, the value climbs further for coins graded MS-65 and above, with professional certification from organizations like PCGS or UNGC. Color is another important factor in determining the value of a 1953 S Lincoln wheat penny. Copper coins naturally oxidize over time and turn from bright red to a red-brown or brown color. Many circulated coins have lost their original red luster and are therefore less valuable. Coins that retain their full red color, designated as road by grading services, are highly sought after. Red coins in good mint state condition are rarer than their circulated brown counterparts and can fetch higher prices in today's market. A 1953 S penny in MS-65 red might be valued around $20, while MS-66 red examples can go over $100 and MS-67 red coins can command prices exceeding $150. Market values vary by seller and buyer interest, but the color and grade combination remains the key driver of value collectors. Should also be aware of exceptional cases and errors. A small number of 1953 pennies may have striking errors or be in near-perfect condition that makes them extremely rare. Such coins have been known to sell for several $100s and occasionally more in auctions depending on demand. This makes it clear that while most 1953 wheat pennies in good condition are worth only a few cents over face value, a select few can be much more valuable. Professional grading and authentication can make a big difference if the coin appears to be in better than average condition. Collectors often submit coins for grading to determine an exact value, which can then be used for selling or insurance purposes. For those who have a 1953 penny, the first step is to examine the coin under good lighting and a magnifying glass. Check for wear on Lincoln's face and the wheat stalks. Look at the date and mint mark and assess whether the coin still has any original red color. If the coin appears well preserved, it may be worth submitting to a grading service for evaluation. Uncirculated or high grade coins can provide a higher return than a typical circulated coin and help collectors complete their Lincoln wheat penny collections. Many collectors prefer to have certified coins as it guarantees authenticity and grading. Summary: the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition is not particularly rare, but it still has value to collectors depending on its condition. Circulated coins in good condition are generally worth between 10 cents and 20 cents. Coins that are better preserved with minimal wear can sell for a few dollars, while uncirculated examples with red luster can range from $20 to over $150 depending on grade and market demand. Exceptional error coins may reach even higher values. The key factors influencing value are condition, grade, color, and rarity. Coins that are professionally graded and certified often command higher prices and provide assurance to both buyers and sellers. For anyone who has found a 1953 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition, it is worth examining closely to determine its potential value and consider professional grading if it appears to be well preserved. This coin may be small, but it has a rich history and can be a meaningful addition to any collection. Next up, the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, and what this coin is truly worth in today's market when it is found in dirty, worn, circulated condition. Many people discover this coin in old jars or mixed coin rolls, and because it is from the World War II era, there is always curiosity about whether it holds any special value. So in this video, we will walk through its background, its common qualities, and the honest price you can expect for a circulated example. The 1945 penny without a mint mark was made at the Philadelphia Mint, and more than 1 billion of these coins were struck that year, which means this issue is one of the most common wheat pennies ever produced because so many were minted and because millions stayed in circulation for decades. Most of the 1945 pennies found today show heavy wear, dark brown toning, and dirt from years of handling, and that level of circulation plays a major role in the value. When a wheat penny is in dirty condition, the details on Lincoln's portrait and the wheat ears on the reverse are often faded or softened, and this lowers collector interest since collectors look for crisp details, clean surfaces, and original color. A coin that is dirty or heavily circulated is considered a low-grade piece and usually sells only for a small premium over face value. In the current market, a typical circulated 1945 no mint mark wheat penny usually falls in the value range of 5 cents to about 20 cents, depending on how much detail still remains and how worn the surfaces are. Coins with very heavy wear or deep dirt staining often sell at the lower end of this range, while coins with clearer lettering and better definition can reach the higher end. A few buyers who collect in bulk may offer slightly more, but the majority of sales fall within this modest value range because the coin is simply too common to command higher prices. There are higher value examples of the 1945 penny, but those are usually uncirculated coins. With strong luster or coins with rare mint airs, normal dirty circulated penny with no mint mark does not fall into those categories, so its value remains limited. Another important point is that cleaning the coin will not increase its value. Scrubbing the coin or using chemicals to brighten the surface can leave scratches or damage, and collectors almost always reject cleaned coins in favor of original surfaces, even if the coin is dark or dirty. Because of this, it is best to leave the coin exactly as you find it. So, if you have a 1945 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in dirty, worn, circulated condition, the realistic market value today is usually between 5 cents and about 20 cents. For most ordinary examples, it is still a historic coin from the final year of the war and a fun piece to hold onto, but in this grade, it is not considered one of the high-value wheat cents. Next up, the 1946 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny is a coin that many collectors and casual enthusiasts recognize instantly. Its design features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front and 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse. The absence of a mint mark indicates that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint in 1946. The Philadelphia Mint struck close to 1 billion of these pennies, making it a very common coin in circulation. Over the decades, many of these coins have been worn and damaged as they pass through countless hands and wallets. Despite this, normal where they remain of interest to collectors who want to understand their value. Discussing a 1946 Lincoln wheat penny in normal damaged condition, it is important to understand what that means in terms of grading. Normal damage typically refers to a coin that has been circulated for many years, showing signs of heavy wear and scratches, and perhaps even small nicks. The details on the coin, such as Lincoln's facial features, the word Liberty, the date, and the wheat stalks on the reverse, may be partially worn away or faintly visible. The coin may also have surface discoloration or toning that occurred naturally over time. While these coins are far from mint condition, they still carry historical and collectible significance and can be evaluated for their market value. The current market, a 1946 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in normal damaged condition, is generally not considered highly valuable. The value is modest and reflects both the coin's commonality and its circulated state. In most cases, such a coin will sell for a few cents above face value. Coin collectors and dealers often price these coins between 10 and 40 cents, depending on the extent of wear and the overall appearance. The typical estimate for a 1946 penny in what is called good grade, which is worn but still readable, is around 15 cents. Many of these coins have been heavily circulated, and the details are often smoothed down, which is why their value remains low, even among collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents. The primary factors influencing the value of a 1946 wheat penny are condition, rarity, and any unique characteristics that may be present. Coins that are damaged but retain most of their original features may be slightly more valuable than those that are heavily worn or corroded. Surface discoloration, scratches, and nicks reduce the appeal of the coin to collectors. The color of the coin can also affect value. Originally, these pennies had a bright red luster that over time turns to brown or reddish-brown. Normal circulation and exposure to the elements generally result in a dull brown color, which is what most 1946 pennies look like today. Coins that retain any trace of red or original copper color may attract more interest, but in normal damaged condition, this is rare. Even though most 1946 pennies are common, some collectors take interest in them because they are part of the Lincoln wheat penny series that was produced from 1909 to 1958. This makes the coin historically significant as it represents post-World War II America. The coin is small and may appear insignificant, but it is a piece of numismatic history, and it helps illustrate the production and circulation of currency in the mid-20th century. Collectors often appreciate these coins as part of complete collections, even if they are in worn or damaged condition. Higher value coins from 1946 are those that are uncirculated or have unique errors. These include mint state coins that show little to no wear and retain. They're original red luster or coins with errors like double dies or off-center strikes. Rare examples in exceptional condition can sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars, depending on the grade and desirability among collectors. In contrast, normal damaged coins remain inexpensive and are primarily of interest to collectors looking to fill gaps in their collections or to beginners who want to start collecting without a large investment. 4. Someone who comes across a 1946 penny in normal damaged condition. The first step is to examine it closely and assess the extent of wear. Look at Lincoln's profile, the date, and the wheat stalks on the reverse under good lighting. If the coin is heavily worn and shows surface damage, it is likely worth only a small amount above face value typically. The coin will sell for around 15 cents, but can vary slightly depending on the buyer and overall market conditions. It is not the type of coin that will bring in a large sum, but it still has value as part of a collection and as a representation of mid-20th century coinage. Collectors who are more experienced may submit coins for professional grading if they appear to be in better than average condition. Even a small amount of original red color or a coin that is less worn than most can significantly increase its value. Professional grading can certify the coin's condition and help establish its value in the market. However, for the average normal damaged 1946 penny without a mint mark, grading is usually unnecessary because the value remains low and it is unlikely to attract a high price. In summary, the 1946 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in normal damaged condition is a common coin. With modest value, it typically sells for around 15 cents depending on the wear and appearance, while higher grade or rare error examples can command more. The vast majority of these pennies are affordable and accessible to most collectors, even in damaged condition. The coin is historically significant and represents a period of American history. It is a small but meaningful piece of numismatic heritage that continues to be collected and appreciated today. Whether found in a jar of old coins or as part of a collection, this 1946 penny provides insight into the everyday currency used by Americans in the post-war era and remains a relevant piece for those interested in Lincoln wheat pennies. Next up, the 1940 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, and what this coin is truly worth in today's market when it is found in good, circulated condition. Many people discover this coin while going through old jars, coin albums, or inherited collections, and because it dates back more than 80 years. It always raises the question of whether it might be one of the more valuable wheat pennies. In this video, we will go step by step through its history, its common features, and the real world value you can expect if your coin is in good condition. A 1940 penny without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark at that time. More than 500 million of these coins were made, making the 1940 penny one of the more common wheat cents from the early 20th century. Because so many were minted, the vast majority of surviving examples show signs of use but still have enough detail to be considered in good condition. A 1940 penny in good condition usually shows noticeable wear on Lincoln's haircoat and jawline, but most lettering remains readable, and the wheat stalks on the reverse still have some definition. This is the kind of honest circulation where that collectors accept as a standard. Low grade, but still collectible for those building simple date and mint sets. Now let us talk about value, since that is the big question. Even though the coin is old and represents an important era in American history, its high mintage keeps its price modest in today's market. A 1940 no mint mark wheat penny in good condition typically sells in the range of 10 cents to about 30 cents, depending on wear, color, and eye appeal. Collectors will sometimes pay a little more for coins that show slightly stronger detail or a lighter, more even brown tone, while heavily worn examples stay closer to the lower end of that Range in circulated or lightly circulated red examples of this date can bring several dollars. But a normal, good condition piece remains. In the lower tier of wheat penny values, it is important not to clean the coin because cleaning creates scratches and removes the natural patina, which lowers the value and may make the coin less desirable to collectors. There are rare errors for some Lincoln cents, but the standard 1940 Philadelphia penny in good condition is not considered a rare variety unless your coin shows a clear error like doubling or an off-center strike. Its value will stay within the common range we discussed. So, if you have a 1940 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in good circulated condition, the realistic market value today is around 10 to 30 cents. It is a charming and historic piece of American coinage, and while it is not a big money coin, it is still enjoyable to collect and a nice addition to any wheat penny set. Thank you for watching and learning more about this classic wheat penny. And if you enjoy coin videos like this, be sure to check out more content on other dates and mint marks that can be worth far more than you might expect. Next up, the 1925 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny is a coin that captures the attention of collectors because it represents a period of American history nearly a century ago. This penny was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries no mint mark. In 1925, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of Lincoln pennies, making it one of the more common dates in the series, despite the high mintage. Finding one in good condition is becoming increasingly rare, as most circulated coins from that era show significant wear. The Lincoln wheat penny features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Designed by Victor David Brenner and in circulation since 1909. The reverse shows two stalks of wheat framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, a design that was used until 1958. This combination of historical significance and design makes the 1925 penny a coin that collectors still actively seek when evaluating the value of a 1925 penny with no mint mark. The condition of the coin is the most important factor. Coins in good condition are defined by moderate wear, while all major design features are still visible. Lincoln's profile should be clear, even if it is worn. The date should be readable, and the wheat stalks on the reverse should be partially visible. A penny in good condition has been circulated, but not damaged extensively by scratches, corrosion, or other forms of deterioration. In today's market, a 1925 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition is worth considerably more than its face value, because fewer coins have survived over the decades in this grade. According to current market data, a 1925 penny in good condition is typically valued between $3 and $5. Though the exact value can vary depending on the buyer and the market conditions, collectors are willing to pay more for coins that have retained a pleasing color and minimal surface damage. Even in good condition, a 1925 penny may show signs of natural toning that occurs as copper oxidizes over time. This can range from a deep brown to a reddish brown, and sometimes even a faint hint of the original red luster remains. A coin that has retained more of its original color is often more desirable and can command a higher price in the marketplace. Coins that are graded professionally and receive a good or very good rating by services such as PCGs or NGC typically have greater resale value, because collectors are assured of their authenticity and condition. Professional grading assigns a numeric grade to the coin and certifies it in a tamper-proof holder, which increases confidence among buyers. It is also important to note that while the 1925 penny is not considered extremely rare, examples in higher grades are scarce because most pennies from this era have been circulated extensively. Finding one in good condition means the coin has survived nearly 100 years with less wear than typical coins of its set. Age. The scarcity of coins in better condition directly impacts their value. Uncirculated coins, or those in very fine grades, can sell for tens of dollars or more. But coins in good condition are the most common collectible example for the 1925 penny. Price guides and numismatic resources consistently lists the value of a 1925 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition in the range of $3 to $5. These coins are popular among collectors who are completing sets of Lincoln wheat pennies from 1909 to 1958. The 1925 penny is also notable because it falls within the interwar period in American history, a time when the economy was growing and the nation was experiencing social and technological changes. This historical context adds to the appeal of the coin as a collectible for collectors or anyone who finds a 1925 penny. It is essential to examine the coin carefully before determining its potential value. Check the date, the clarity of Lincoln's features, the detail in the wheat stalks, and the overall surface condition. Light scratches, minor nicks, and slight discoloration are normal, but avoid coins that have been cleaned aggressively or damaged, as this can reduce their value. A coin that has been naturally preserved and shows good details will be far more desirable than one that has been altered. It is also worth considering that the market value of coins can fluctuate based on collector demand, metal prices, and the availability of similar coins. This means that while the typical 1925 penny in good condition might sell for $3 to $5 today, the price could be higher if a coin is particularly well preserved or if demand among collectors increases. The history, condition, and aesthetic appeal of the coin are all factors that combine to determine its market value. In summary, the 1925 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark in good condition is a coin that holds both historical and monetary value. While it is not among the rarest dates, its survival in good condition makes it a sought-after item for collectors. It is typically valued between $3 and $5 in today's market, with higher prices possible for coins that retain original color and show minimal wear. The coin's design, historical context, and condition all contribute to its value as a collectible piece. Even after nearly a century, these pennies remain a tangible connection to America's past and continue to attract interest from numismatists and casual collectors alike. Collectors who carefully examine and preserve their coins can enjoy both the beauty and the history contained in each 1925 Lincoln wheat penny.